The trucks and vans covered in images of marijuana in the French Quarter may seem out of place. In fact, as we found out, they could be operating illegally.
Rob Krieger gives us an undercover look at what they're pushing in this special Weeding It Out.
Bright green vans plastered with colorful images of iconic cartoon characters, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo with bloodshot eyes, marijuana leaves wrapping Hummers, a monster truck boasting over 1 million stoned.
We sell lollipops, gummies, Rice Krispie treats, brownies, popcorn. If you can eat it, we can weed it.
Pineapple Express, Gorilla Glue, Granddaddy Perp, Platinum Girl Scout cookies, street names for pot. So for some, it's not much of a leap to guess what the folks in these trucks are pushing.
Weed.
Marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana.
What do you think they're selling?
Dope. Marijuana. You know, they're selling marijuana candy.
With names like Trippy Treats and Space Cakes boldly describing the products on display and for sale, some people expect this stuff to get them high. But ask one of the people who sells it. She says, guess again.
People come up all the time and ask for marijuana, but our vehicle is simply a freedom of speech. So, of course, they have marijuana on the vehicle.
But no marijuana in the vehicle?
No marijuana in the vehicle. Okay. No marijuana in the vehicle, no.
But that explanation still doesn't stick, with some visitors confused by the blatant advertising that includes images of and references to a product that is illegal recreationally in Louisiana.
I don't know, but it's treating it like candy, so that sort of caters to the kids. I don't like them calling it candy. Yeah. That's just like advertising supposedly was catered towards the young people, and they made them quit doing it.
That's not medical marijuana. That's marijuana.
Up there, over 1 million stoned. That says it all.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
No, I'm not for it.
Still, Sky Scott, actively selling brownies and Rice Krispie treats, says that's just marketing, and the stuff inside these products much more benign than THC-laden pot.
It's CBD products, yeah. It's the stuff they take out the THC. It's real good for your pain, whatever's going on with you.
CBD, or cannabidiol, isn't illegal like its cousin THC. In fact, states across the country sell CBD over the counter, even here in New Orleans.
You know, when I saw the truck yesterday, I just thought, well, this is one of the states where it's legal.
It's a perception that some think could take advantage of out-of-towners looking for weed.
Seems a little misleading.
It didn't cross my mind, though, that it wouldn't be real.
But we wanted to know how the people in these trucks and vans sell their product when visitors approach and when it's not obvious a camera is rolling.
We all got candies? Yeah, we got candies and we have flowers.
Fox 8's Hidden Camera shows a buyer's first interaction with this Weed World salesman. According to the DEA, flower is a street name for marijuana.
So what do y'all sell? Just candies? We sell candy, flour. I have Pineapple Express gummies, I have cotton candy gummies, and I have Rice Krispie treats and Captain Crunch. Rice Krispie treats and Captain Crunch, they're 80 milligrams of THC in each treat. The gummies, those are 20. The gummies, for one Rice Krispie treat.
$20 for this. But did you catch that? The salesman says there's 80 milligrams of THC in this treat. Dr. Kent Hutchison, a professor at the University of Colorado in Boulder, says if, in fact, the treat contains 80 milligrams of THC, that would be a much higher dose than a casual user could handle.
5 to 10 is sort of the max, I think, that you would want to use. 80 milligrams for a lot of people is going to make them very uncomfortable and very unhappy.
That's the Rice Krispie treats. It's 80 milligrams of THC.
And I can't buy that from you here?
Yes. Yeah, that's the reason why we hit right around with it.
The permit that they have, the license that they have, does not authorize them to do any sales from any vehicles or anything on the street.
Zach Smith, the director of the city's Department of Safety and Permits, says Weed World does have an occupational license to operate as a brick-and-mortar store on charters in the French Quarter. Inside, clerks wear white lab coats and windows embellished with what looks like pot plants. But any sale from their vehicles is a violation.
What do you recommend I try? Gummies or
it depends on if you're looking to get high or you're looking to get medicated. I have Rice Krispies, I have Captain Crunch. I have brownies too.
Rice Krispie treats.
$20.
At another van parked on Bourbon Street, the buyer purchased 4 lollipops for $20. This time, the woman in the van insists it's only got CBD in it. The The city says state police testing of the treats haven't found illegal substances in the candy. Smith says under Mayor LaToya Cantrell, the city is cracking down on what is potentially a scam targeting tourists.
I think there's a little bit of taking advantage of intoxicated or leaving it loosely fun-seeking individuals who are in town for conventions and whatnot. But it's definitely something that I would not purchase or I wouldn't, go after, because I know better that this is $20 candy when you can go into CVS and buy it for 50 cents.
In fact, while these trucks are sometimes parked just feet away from NOPD units, police are aware of what could be coming out of these vehicles.
From the NOPD side of things, since the beginning of this year, they've made, I believe, over or close to 12 arrests and summons for illegal sales of things relating to marketing things for as marijuana, whether or not it actually has THC.
But even after our buyer got the $20 treat, the salesman gave him another option.
I have 3.5 grams of weed of smoking, but for $50. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, but it's perfect push.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
Smoking bud, lollipops, a Rice Krispie treat, all illegally offered right out of the window of a truck in the French Quarter. If you've got the cash, buyer beware.
$20 lollipop tells you it should have marijuana in it, right? Yeah.
And if it doesn't?
Wow, you're ripped off. That's a pretty expensive lollipop.
I spoke with the owner of Weed World, Bilal Muhammad. He tells me he's had to fire people before who were illegally selling products and offering marijuana from their vehicles. He claims he's tried to keep the company's name clear and says the people who were selling from the street will be fired and potentially arrested for selling illegal products.
And the NOPD says since January, it has made 4 arrests and issued 10 summons to weed truck vendors, all for no occupational license and failure to pay city taxes. One person was arrested for simple battery after police say the weed truck vendor hit another vendor in the face.